What's good, gamers? Welcome back to Fizzy MTG, and I think part 4 of this. We're making progress, slow as it may be, but you know, when you're reading 1,000 cards, it's going to take some time. We got a Forgotten Creation, 3 and a blue creature zombie horror with Skulk, which is pretty cool. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may discard all the cards in your hand. If you do, draw that many cards. That actually sounds pretty fun, honestly. Havengul Ruinbinder, 2 blue, creature human wizard, 2 and a blue, tap, exile a creature card from your graveyard, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token, then put a +1/+1 counter on each zombie creature you control. Okay, kind of cool, I like that. Hour of Eternity. I think I've already read this card. I'm going to skip that because I'm pretty sure I have. Already read this as well. Make sure we're on camera there. Yes. Kessig Cagebreaker, 4 and a green. When Kessig Cagebreaker attacks, create a 2/2 green wolf creature token that's tapped and attacking for each creature in your graveyard. Ooh, okay. I like that. We've got Herald of War, a 5-drop, 3 white creature angel. Flying. Whenever Herald of War attacks, put a 1/1 counter on it. Angel spells and human spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each +1/+1 counter on Herald of War. Wow. Okay. Solid. Dearly Departed. It's a 6-drop, 4 white creature spirit. Flying, as long as Dearly Departed is in your graveyard, each human creature you control enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. Wow. That's a 5/5. That's interesting. Curse of the Clinging Webs. Oh, baby, that sounds like a spider card if I ever heard one. 2 and a green for an enchantment or a curse. Oh, yeah, baby. Enchant player, whenever a non-token creature enchanted player controls dies, exile it, you create a 1/2 green spider creature token with reach. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that sounds right up my alley. Victory's Envoy, 3, a white and a white for a human cleric. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Heck yeah. Sigardian Zealot, 4 and a green, creature human cleric. At the beginning of your combat, on your turn, choose any number of creatures with different power. Each of them gets +X and gains vigilance until the end of turn, where X is Sigardian Zealot's power. Okay, pretty cool. Celebrate the Harvest. 3 and a green. Sorcery. Search the library for up to X basic land cards, where X is the number of different powers among creatures you control. Put those cards onto the battlefield tab, then shuffle. Okay, interessant. Unbreakable Formation, 2 and a white for an instant. Creatures you control gain indestructible until the end of turn. Addendum: if you cast a spell during your main phase, put a 1/1 counter on each of those creatures, and they gain vigilance until the end of turn. Oh, baby. Heck yeah. Death's Presence, 6-drop. It's 5 and a green for an enchantment. Whenever a creature you control dies, put X 1/1 counters on target creatures you control, where X is the power of the creature that died. Oh! Shoot, that is crazy. I kind of like that. That might even go in Big Boys at some point. I don't know. We'll see. Big Boys doesn't have enough room to have all the good cards. Or all the ones I like. Heron's Grace Champion. 2, a green and a white for a human knight with flash. Lifelink. When Heron's Grace Champion enters the battlefield, other humans you control get +1/+1 and gain lifelink until the end of turn. Not bad. Could be really useful. Wild Beastmaster. 2 and a green for a human shaman. Whenever Wild Beastmaster attacks, each other creature you control gets +X until the end of turn, where X is Wild Beastmaster's power. Pretty cool. Wall of Mourning, 1 and a white. Defender, when Wall of Mourning enters the battlefield, exile a card from the top of your library face down for each opponent you have. Coven, at the beginning of your end step, if you control 3 or more creatures with different power, put a card exiled with Wall of Mourning into its owner's hand. Cool. Celestial Judgment, 4, a white and a white for a sorcery. For each different power among creatures on the battlefield, choose a creature with that power. Destroy each creature not chosen this way. Pretty cool. Moorland Rescuer. When Moorland Rescuer... it is 5 and a white for a human knight. When Moorland Rescuer dies, return any number of other creature cards with total power X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, where X is Moorland Rescuer's power. Exile Moorland Rescuer. Interesting. Sigarda's Vanguard. 4 and a white for an angel. Flash flying when Sigarda's Vanguard enters the battlefield or attacks. Choose any number of creatures with different powers. Those creatures gain double strike until the end of turn. That is solid, dude. I got an angels deck that I need to show you guys at some point. Let me know in the comments if you'd be interested to see my deck with it's just angel tribal. Curse of Conformity. 4 and a white enchantment or a curse. Enchant player, non-legendary enchanted player controls have base power, toughness 3/3 and lose all creature types. Wow, that's crazy. Citadel of Siege. 2 white enchantment. As Citadel of Siege enters the battlefield, choose cons or dragons. Cons, at the beginning of combat, on your turn, put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature you control. Dragons, at the beginning of combat, on each of your opponent's turn, tap target creature that player controls. Ooh, fun. Ruinous Intrusion. 3 and a green for an instant. Exile target artifact or enchantment. Put X +1/+1 counters on target creature you control, where X is the mana value of permanent exiled this way. Wow. Very interesting little cards. Again, what is this like deck or set? I'm assuming this has got to be one of the commander precons. Riders Gavany. 2 a white and a white for a human knight with vigilance. As Riders of Gavany, enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Human creatures you control have protection from creatures of the chosen type. It's a 3/3. Nice. Shacklegeist. Oh, a different set here. 1 and a blue for a spirit with flying. Shacklegeist can block only creatures with flying. Tap 2 untap spirits you control. Tap target creature you don't control. Yeah, that sounds pretty fun, honestly. And we have a few of those. Variety Circle. 2 and a blue for an enchantment. Whenever a creature an opponent controls becomes tapped, if it isn't being declared as an attacker, you may draw a card. Pay 4 and blue. Tap target creature without flying. Ooh. And, oh yeah, we got a few of them. Yes. Give me all of them. Bone Horde. For 4, it's got Living Weapon. And equipped creature gets +X, where X is the number of creature cards in all graveyards. And it equips for 2. This is a really good card. Surge Hacker Mech. It's a 4-drop vehicle with menace. When Surge Hacker Mech enters the battlefield, it deals damage equal to twice the number of vehicles you control to target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. Heck yeah, dog. Oh yeah, we're getting into those other commandery, like the commander precon cards from Kamigawa. This is the mono green one. Kosei Patient Warlord. 1 green for an Ogre Samurai. Heck yeah. My boy here. As long as Kosei Patient Warlord is enchanted, equipped, or has a counter on it, Kosei has, whenever Kosei Patient Warlord deals combat damage to an opponent, you may draw that many cards, and Kosei deals that much damage to each other opponent. Oh my god, I love that. Got another Primeval Protector. Got another Rishkar Pima Renegade. We got an Angel of Flight Alabaster. 4 and a white for an angel. Flying. At the beginning of your upkeep, return target spirit card from your graveyard to your hand. Got 3 of those. Got a Benevolent Offering for 3 and a white. Instant. Choose an opponent, and that player... Wait, you and that player each create 3 1/1 white spirit creature tokens with flying. Choose an opponent. You gain 2 life for each creature you control, and that player gains 2 life for each creature they control. That's really interesting as well. Okay. Bygone Bishop. 2 and a white for a Spirit Cleric. Flying. Whenever you cast a creature spell with a mana value 3 or less, investigate. That's really cool. 2 of those. Remorseful Cleric. 1 and a white. Spirit Cleric. Flying. Sacrifice Remorseful Cleric. Exile all cards from target player's graveyard. Ooh. Oh yeah, that's a 2/1. Promise of Bunray. 2 and a white for an enchantment. Whenever a creature you control dies, sacrifice Promise of Bunray. If you do, create 4 1/1 colorless spirit creature tokens. Not bad. Hanged Executioner. 2 and a white for a spirit Flying. When Hanged Executioner enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. Pay 3 and a white, exile Hanged Executioner, exile target creature. Okay. Kind of cool. Get 3 of those. Remorseful Cleric. 1 and a white for a spirit cleric. Flying. Sacrifice Remorseful Cleric. Exile all cards from target player's graveyard. Okay. Oh, we got a land here. Moorland Haunt. Heck yeah. Tap to add a colorless, or you can pay a white and a blue. Tap, exile target creature card from your graveyard. Create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. And yeah, 3 of those. Got a Midnight Clock. 2 and a blue, and you can tap it for blue. Sorry, you can also pay 2 and a blue to put an hour counter on Midnight Clock. At the beginning of each upkeep, put an hour counter on Midnight Clock. When the 12th hour counter is put on Midnight Clock, shuffle your hand and graveyard into your library, then draw 7 cards. I actually dig this card. This seems sick, especially in the right deck. 1 and a black, artifact equipment, Poet's Quill. When Poet's Quill enters the battlefield, learn. Equip creature gets +1/+1, has lifelink, and you equip for 1 and a black. I actually really like that card. That seems like a really fun card. Really simple. Academic Probation. 1 and a white, sorcery, lesson. Choose 1. Choose a non-land card name. Opponents can't cast spells with the chosen name until your next turn. Choose non-land permanent until your next turn. It can't attack or block, and its activated abilities can be activated. Okay, that sounds actually really useful in a lot of cases. Sparring Regiment, 2 and a white for an enchantment. When Sparring Regiment enters the battlefield, learn. Whenever you attack, put a 1/1 counter on target attacking creature and untap it. Pretty cool. Pretty snazzy. Oh, baby, we got a Sea Dasher Octopus. For 1, a blue and a blue, you get a creature octopus with mutate, 1 and a blue, and flash. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. That's just an effect I love in general. Okay, so we've already read this, but let's see if it's the flashy one or not. It is not, but that's okay. Once again. Oh, but what is the flashy one? This one, Mech Titan Core. It's a 2-drop artifact vehicle with pay 5, exile Mech Titan Core, and 4 other artifact creatures and or vehicles you control. Create Mech Titan, a legendary 10/10 construct artifact creature token with flying, vigilance, trample, lifelink, and haste. That's all colors. When that token leaves the battlefield, return all cards exiled with Mech Titan Core except Mech Titan Core to the battlefield tapped under their owner's control. Crew for 2, and it's a 2/4. What the frick? That is awesome. Invoke Calamity. 1 red. Instant. You may cast up to 2 instant and or sorcery spells with total mana value 6 or less from your graveyard and or hand without paying their mana cost. If those spells would be put into your graveyard, exile them instead. Exile Invoke Calamity. That's pretty cool. Oh, I was hoping we'd get 4 of those. It's all good. We got another Shigeki. Oh, yeah. This is a Myogen I never pulled, so I'm very excited for this. Myogen of Grim Betrayal. 5 black, legendary creature, spirit. Myogen of Grim Betrayal enters the battlefield with an indestructible counter on it if you cast it from your hand. Remove an indestructible counter from Myogen of Grim Betrayal. Put onto the battlefield under your control all creature cards in all graveyards that were put there from anywhere this turn. I know this turn, but dude, I'm just thinking like Lord Xander has black in his color stuff, right? So make them mill half their stuff. And then Myogen, if you got a crap ton of mana, I know that seems crazy and that's a lot of mana, but still, I mean, that's a fun little potential combo. Brilliant Restoration, talking about mana, like lots of mana cost on cards. Brilliant Restoration, 3 white, sorcery. Return all artifacts and enchantment cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. Okay. Oh, yeah. I've already got this card in Big Boys, but I freaking love this card. I'm so happy to have another one. Myogen of Towering Might. 8 mana. 5 green. Legendary creature, spirit. If it enters the battlefield from your hand, then if you cast it from your hand, then you get an indestructible counter. Remove an indestructible counter from Myogen of Towering Might. Distribute 8 1/1 counters, +1/+1 counters from among any number of target creatures you control. They gain trample until the end of turn. It's an 8/8. It's just a freaking 8/8, and I love him. My boy. Teachings of the Kirin. Let's see if we got the flashy one. We did not, but it's cool. I'm pretty sure we've already read that, though. Mech Titan Core. I know we read Mech Titan Core. Ogrehead Helm. Always Watching. This is a new one. 1 white for an enchantment. Non-token creatures you control get +1/+1 and have vigilance. Oh. Reckoner Bank Buster, baby. 2-drop vehicle. Reckoner Bank Buster enters a battlefield with 3 charge counters on it. You can pay 2 and tap, remove a charge counter from Reckoner Bank Buster, draw a card. Then, if there are no charge counters on Reckoner Bank Buster, create a treasure token and a 1/1 colorless pilot creature token with this creature cruises vehicles as though its power were 2 greater. Crew for 3. Heck yeah, baby. Scrap Welder. It is 2 and a red for a Goblin Artificer. Tap, sacrifice an artifact with mana value X. Return target artifact card with mana value less than X from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste until the end of turn. Dang. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, I pulled this card, but I pulled the other art, so I'm so happy to have a second one. We just got Goro, Disciple of Ryusei. It's a 2-drop, 1 in a red, Goblin Samurai. That's already sick as heck. Pay 1, creatures you control gain haste until end of turn. That's insane. I love that. Pay 5, create a 5/5 red dragon spirit creature token with flying. Activate only if you control an attacking modified creature. And it's a 2/2. What's not to love? Ryu Storm's Edge, 2, a red and a white for a human samurai. First strike, whenever a samurai or a warrior you control attacks alone, untap it if the first combat phase... Wait, if it's the first combat phase of the turn, there's an additional combat phase after this phase. Crazy. Invoke the Winds. We've already read that. We already read Ryu. Another Invoke the Winds. Oh, yeah. Wait, this is not the card I'm thinking it is. I do like this card, but it's not the one I'm thinking. This is a 3-drop, 1 a green and a green, Beast, hexproof from black. Whenever Garrick's Harbinger deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker, look at that many cards from the top of your library. You may reveal a creature card or Garrick Planeswalker card from among them, put it into your hand, put the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. Got a couple of those. Primal Might is an X-green sorcery with target creature you control gets +X/+X until the end of turn. Then it fights up to 1 target creature you don't control, which I like that card. It's not too bad. Hooded Blightfang, 2 and a black for a snake with Death Touch. Whenever a creature you control with Death Touch attacks, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Whenever a creature you control with Death Touch deals damage to a planeswalker, destroy that planeswalker. Got 2 of those. Citadel Siege. Didn't we already read? Yeah, we already read this card. Curse of Clinging Webs. Curse of Conformity. Custody Soulbinder. 3 and a white for a human cleric. Custody Soulbinder enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it, where X is the number of other creatures on the battlefield. Pay 2 and a white. Remove a +1/+1 counter from Custody Soulbinder. Create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. Heck yeah. Already read Dearly Departed. Already read Death's Presence. Already read Herald of War. Heron Grace Champion. Hour of Reckoning. I don't know if we've read this one. Sorcery. It is a 4 white sorcery with Convoke. Destroy all non-token creatures. Heck yeah. Lockmere Serpent. Ooh, okay. 4, a blue and a black for a Serpent Flash. And you can pay a blue, sacrifice an island. Lockmere Serpent can't be blocked this turn. Oh, wow. Pay black, sacrifice a swamp. You gain 1 life and draw a card. Pay blue and a black, exile 5 target cards from an opponent's graveyard. Return Lockmere Serpent from your graveyard to your hand. Activate this ability only anytime you can cast a sorcery. It's also a 7/7. Heck yeah. Linden, the Steadfast Queen. Another card I never pulled. That's cool. 3-drop, white. Human Noble with Vigilance. Whenever a white creature you control attacks, you gain 1 life. Dang, it's also a 3/3. I like that. Oh, yeah, baby. And we got 4 of them. We also got more Midnight Clock. Don't mind if I do. Blacklance Paragon. 1 and a black for Human Knight with Flash. When Blacklance Paragon enters the battlefield, target knight gains Death Touch and Lifelink until the end of turn. It's also a 3/1 for 2. That is solid as heck. Oko's Hospitality. 3, a green and a blue for an instant. Creatures you control have base power and toughness 3/3 until the end of turn. You may start your library and or graveyard for a card named Oko the Trickster. Reveal it, put it in your hand. If you search your library this way, shuffle it. Okay, really cool. Doom Foretold. 2, a white and a black for an enchantment. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player sacrifices a non-land token permanent. Non-land, non-token permanent. If that player can't, they discard a card and they lose 2 life. You draw a card, you gain 2 life, you create a 2/2 white knight creature token with vigilance, then you sacrifice Doom Foretold. Dang, I like that. Oh, wow. Okay. Oathsworn Knight. It is a black and a black human knight. Oathsworn Knight enters the battlefield with 4+1/+1 counters on it. Oathsworn Knight attacks each combat if able. If damage will be dealt to Oathsworn Knight while it has +1/+1 counters on it, prevent that damage and remove a +1/+1 counter from it. Wow. That sounds fun. Obsidian Charmaw. Okay, getting some rares from Modern Horizons 2. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each land your opponent controls that could produce colorless. Flying when Obsidian Charmaw enters the battlefield, destroy target non-basic land an opponent controls. Heck yeah. Verdant Command, 1 and a green. Choose 2. Target player creates 2 1/1 green squirrel creature tokens. Counter target loyalty ability of a planeswalker. Exile target card from a graveyard, or target player gains 3 life. And then we got Yusri, Fortune's Flame, which is a really cool one. A blue and a red Ifrit. I love the Ifrit. It's just a cool little creature type. Flying when Yusri, Fortune's Flame, attacks. Choose a number between 1 and 5. Flip that many coins. For each flip you win, draw a card. For each flip you lose, Yusri does 2 damage to you. If you won 5 flips this way, you may cast spells from your hand this turn without paying their mana cost. Wow, that's just like a fun little gambler's deck you can build. That sounds sick. Territorial Kavu. Red and a green for a Kavu with domain. Territorial Kave's power and toughness are equal to the number of basic lands types among lands you control. Whenever Territorial Kavu attacks, choose 1, discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. Very cool. Another Obsidian Charmaw. Glimpse of Tomorrow. Sorcery with Suspend, 3, and then 2 red mana. Shuffle all permanents you own into your library, then reveal that many cards from the top of your library. Put all non-aura permanent cards revealed this way onto the battlefield, then do the same for aura cards, then put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. That sounds kind of crazy. Ooh, Piru the Volatile. 2 red, white, black black for an Elder Dragon Legend. I love that. Flying lifelink at the beginning of your upkeep. Sacrifice Piru the Volatile unless you pay red, white, black. When Piru dies, it deals 7 damage to each non-legendary creature. So even it dying is not necessarily a bad thing. Bunch of Obsidian Charmaws. Another Piru. Ooh! Umori the Collector. Dude, if we get freaking Obosh. Another Obosh would be sick. I would be so happy to have another Obosh. 2, Golgari. Ooze Companion. Each non-land card in your starting deck shares a card type. That's the condition. As Umori the Collector enters the battlefield, choose a card type. Spells you cast of the chosen card type cost 1 less to cast. Oh, it might be happening, guys. Karuga the Macro Sage. 3 Simic, I think? Legendary creature, dinosaur, hippo. Companion in your starting deck contains only cards with converted mana cost 3 or greater, and land cards. Whenever Karuga, the Macro Sage, enters the battlefield, draw a card for each other permanent you control with converted mana cost 3 or greater. Another one of those. Oh, darn, no Obosh. Darn, I love Obosh. Confront the Past. X and a black for a lesson. Choose 1, return target planeswalker card with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Remove twice X loyalty counters from target planeswalker and opponent controls. Very cool. Got a few of those. Pestilent Cauldron, 2 and a black. For an artifact, discard a card, create a 1/1 black and green pest creature token with, when this creature dies, you gain 1 life. Pay 1 tap. Each opponent mills cards equal to the amount of life you gain this turn. Pay 4 tap, exile target creature card from a single graveyard, draw a card. And on the other side, we have Restorative Burst, 3 and green. For sorcery, return up to 2 target creature, land, and or planeswalker cards from your graveyard to your hand. Each player gains 4 life exile Restorative Burst. Got a few of those. Already read this. Hey, Cody, Vociferous Codex. That's cool. 3-drop construct. You can't cast permanent spells. Pay 4 and tap, add Wooburg. When you cast your next spell this turn, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile an instant or sorcery card with lesser mana value. Until the end of turn, you may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Put each other card exiled this way on the bottom of your library in a random order. Love me some Cody. And then we got Daemogoth Titan. Whenever it attacks or blocks, sacrifice a creature. And Arc of Orazca. Ascend if you control 10 or more permanents. You get the City's Blessing for the rest of the game. Tap, add colors to your mana pool. Pay 5, tap, draw a card, activate this ability only if you have the City's Blessing. That's going to do it for this one, guys. Woo, we are making progress slowly but surely. If you guys enjoyed this episode, leave a like, comment, all that good junk, and I will see you guys in the next one. Hope you have a fantastic day. Laters, thanks for watching. Woo!